Alright, let's get started. Today, my best friend and I wanted to get to our village, but some administrators appeared here and they are now trying to drive us out of our village, and it is just terrible because we cannot defeat them because there are so many of them and they are much stronger than us, and they are also starting to drive away all the inhabitants of our village, and it is just terrible. I do not understand where they came from and why they are doing this, but it is just terrible.
It's so good that you and I were able to escape from those horrible administrators, because it seems to me that they wouldn't have stopped and would have simply divided us up. It's good that you and I are here now. What do we need to come up with a good plan on how to get into our village now, to bring it back under our control? Well, in the meantime, I think you and I need to make some tools, chop down some wood, and build a temporary house in which we will live. We'll call it a shelter. Here we'll set up everything so that we can think over our plan. I think that first we need some cool tools, and we also need to chop down a lot of wood so that later we can build a comfortable shelter in which we could discuss our plan. And it seems that everything is working out great for us.
Because we're a well-coordinated team. We always do everything just perfectly, and this time we'll do everything great too. It's so good that you're my best friend, that we can do everything so great. Because I just adore you, and this time everything will be just perfect for us. It's so good that you and I live in such a beautiful forest and can make such a cool house. But still, it's sad that she had to leave our village, and for some incomprehensible administrators. So we have to come up with this. It seems that we have already built a pretty cool house with you, and I think that soon we will finish with you to rest, and after we have a good rest, I think we can already start the plan that we will think over very well with you.
Now we need to remove a couple of blocks, and our beautiful house will be ready in which you and I can stay until we return to the village. It's just wonderful.
How good it is that now we have such a cool house in which you and I can live. But now we need to think about food. And it seems that you have already brought the fish, and this is simply incredible. When did you manage to catch it? But I think that now it will be much cooler for us to go and catch pigs. Now we will catch quite a lot of them, and then we will be able to cook something tasty. I think hunting pigs. This is really a lot of fun, and this is exactly what you and I will do now. After all, you and I are really cool professionals. We have large weapons, and you and I have found a place where there are a lot of pigs, and I'm sure that everything will work out with you. After all, you and I are best friends. You are just an incredible team. Now we will catch a lot of these terrible pigs. It will be simply wonderful, because then we will be able to have a great time, and we will have a home and food. And we will definitely be able to come up with an ideal plan.
It seems that you and I have hunted these pigs quite a lot, and I think now we need to go to our house because it has already gotten quite dark. And I think now we can chop down some trees and put them somewhere so that we have them for a fire, and then we will go to bed because we really need to have a good rest, because breakfast, or maybe even tonight, we will have to go to the village to save it from these administrators, and so that we can return to our beautiful house again. And you know what's also good? That we can sleep with our favorite toys because we managed to take them. And now I feel much calmer. Well, now we need to rest because tomorrow is a hard day. It seems that absolutely everything is ready so that you and I can sleep peacefully because we have a very hard day ahead of us. So now we have to go to bed. And to be honest, I am very tired today. After all, we have done a lot together.
Well, it's already late at night, and we should just start our plan. And our plan is to quietly enter the village and inspect what these terrible administrators have done to our village and our houses. After all, I heard that they drove out absolutely all the residents. And now there is no one there, except these terrible administrators. And we must examine everything very carefully and find their main office, where there may be some special buttons that can help us. But look, all these houses are marked with some red things, and it is written everywhere that they are banned, and now you can't live in them. This is just awful. I think that their main office has mechanisms that could return our house to normal, but we need to look for it very well. And the most important thing is that they don't notice us, because if they notice, they will drive us out of this village again, and then it will be much more difficult for us to get inside. So now, we must be as vigilant and attentive as possible to do everything just fine. This is, of course, just awful, and I can't understand where these administrators came from and why they sold everyone from our village. This is just awful. I want to return to our beloved village as soon as possible.
Oh no, the administrators noticed us, and they are now coming towards us. And they are very strong, because they have some kind of superpowers. But we must continue to try to fight them, because we must defeat them at any cost. But it seems they are stronger. They are defeating us. But no, they will beat us now.
Oh no, that's not it. You and I ended up in prison. These horrible administrators threw us into this horrible prison so that we couldn't get out of it and always spent time here, and so that we wouldn't try to get back to that village, and it's just awful. After all, you and I must definitely come up with some kind of plan on how to get out of them so that we can then implement our plan to save our village. But for now, as I understand it, you and I won't be able to get out of here because there are a lot of guards here, and we need to come up with a really good plan so that we aren't noticed, and we can calmly escape from here. But I know that let's relax in this prison for now. And look, there's a part of this street where there are a lot of bandits and we can play basketball here. And I think it will be really interesting. So let's go to the hoop as quickly as possible and throw the ball to have fun, and thus tell the time and maybe meet someone.
I agree with you. Look how cool I'm gonna throw the ball now, because I really love playing basketball and I'm so good at it. How cool I throw the ball. It was just something incredible. Go and try it. Wow. And you also throw the ball really cool. You hit it right in the net. Apparently you're also a really cool professional and you do everything perfectly. It's really fun and cool. But you know what? I've already waited a little to do this sport. What about you? Let's go back somewhere inside. Maybe we'll go to the cafeteria and eat something tasty, because you and I need to eat something to have strength, and so that we can perfectly simply carry out our cool escape plan from this prison.
I think that this is just a great idea because, honestly, I am also very hungry. And now I would like to eat very well because we really need strength, and so that we are not hungry, so that everything really works out great for us. Well, you and I have already come to this cafeteria, and now we can eat very tasty. Look at this cook. Now they will give us food, and I am sure that it will be simply incredibly tasty because, honestly, I am so hungry that I am ready to eat just anything. And in this prison, they cook quite well.
Hi guys, I heard you want to escape from this prison to save our village. I will help you with this today. Just wait for me in your cell and I will come and give you everything you need.
That's good. And that we have a person who will help us escape from this prison is just wonderful. Well then, let's run to our cell as quickly as possible, I think, to sleep, to have a good rest, so that at night we can do everything perfectly and wait for this person who should help us. I hope that he will not deceive us and really does what he said. You and I slept well, and now all we have to do is wait.
Guys, take all the necessary materials.
Excellent. Now you and I have a pickaxe and also all the necessary materials so that we can calmly escape from this prison. So now you and I will break this ventilation and climb up, and then from there, we will be able to get out of this prison through the exits. This is simply wonderful because now we will be able to be free. And I am so glad that everything is working out for us that even you cannot believe it. How good it is that now everything is going so well that we will be able to escape from this terrible prison. So it seems that you and I have already found a way out of it, and now we will get to the street. And this is simply wonderful.
Great! You and I are free, but the administrators don't know that we are free now and can get into the village, so they won't be so vigilant and we can get into it calmly. This is a great chance. So now we will have to run to our village as quickly as possible and find their main office. And there will 100% be a button that if you click on it, it will turn off the ban on all our houses, and then we will be able to live with them again. And we will only need to defeat all these terrible administrators. But I have a great idea. Before we go to the main office that we will find, first we must go to the cellar to buy dynamite and lighters, so that we can then blow up this office and in general, everything connected with these terrible administrators, so that we can definitely live in peace and do our favorite things. I'm sure that you and I will succeed in all this. It's so awful when I see my village, which doesn't have a single resident, and all the houses are red, and it says on them that this is a ban. It's just awful. It's sad, but I'm sure that you and I will fix this situation, and everything will be just wonderful. And ours, the village, will remain wonderful again, and everyone in it will enjoy life. And I am sure that it will work out with you, and it seems that you and I are just like that.
Hello, seller. Please sell us a lot of dynamite and also lighters, so that we can free our village from these terrible administrators. I ask you a big one, and now we need to go. What now? We must find their main office as quickly as possible, and it seems it is right in front of us. We must be very careful so that they do not notice us, and then we can defeat them. Now the main thing is to do everything just perfectly, and then we can do everything we need to be very quiet so that they do not notice us. This is our only chance when we can free our village. If now on the word, then we will never be able to save it. So now we need to do everything perfectly. And it seems that you and I are in that room where the button is. Now we need to press it, and everything will become as it was before.
And now, you and I must stretch out the street to see if our village has become normal, and if everything is okay. There now, I hope everything will really be fine, and everything will be great for us. But no. Look, now there are a lot of administrators gathered here because they noticed us. And it will be just a terrible and difficult battle, which I don't know who will win. But you and I must not give up now. I understand that it will be very difficult, but it depends on whether we will live in our village or not. Yes, I understand. There are a lot of these administrators, and they are very strong. But now we have every chance so that we can defeat them. Hey, you administrators, we can defeat you. Because my friend and I are simply the best teams, and we are simply incredibly cool and awesome to fight. And we will defeat you today. Why did you even do this? Who are you? Where did you come from? Why did you take our village? Drove away all the residents from here and banned all our houses. This is just terrible. We will not allow you to do this to our houses, so we will fight to the last until we get tired, and I am sure that we will succeed.
Because we always protect the village from different terrible monsters, bandits, and people like you. And today, the truth is on our side, and we will be stronger. Because we never give up. Honestly, these administrators are really very strong, but they can take away. And little by little, you and I are able to defeat them. Therefore, we cannot stay under any circumstances. We must defeat them today, once and for all, so that all the inhabitants of our village can again live peacefully in their homes and not worry about anything. The main thing is that you and I managed to press this button, and now all our houses are unbanned now. It remains to decide only after these administrators.
Yoo-hoo! You and I defeated all these terrible administrators, and now our village is free, and no one will ever be able to attack it. We liberated our village. We are now very cool, and all the residents love us very much, and now all we have to do is put out the fire everywhere that resulted from the explosion.